So I was really nervous this whole time because I wanted to be up here. And it wasn't until I relaxed just now that you finally got...
You lighted right up. You lighted right up.
Yeah. But then it hit me like, wow, I'm here, now I'm nervous again.
Now you've now you've disappeared.
Yeah. Now, compared to many people, I consider myself a master manifester. I do get a lot of everything I want.
As it should be.
Yeah. And, but there's some exciting challenges that
It means you're still alive.
Yes.
And we mean that in the broadest sense of the word, because did you just hear us say, because they were the words that made this transition so important, you never get it done. There's always going to be more. So the question is it so much more that it's making you uncomfortable and you're using it as a sticking point?
More or less.
Yeah.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Yeah.
Because I know I can be or do or have anything I want. And when I feel that, no matter what I'm desiring, even
I have a question for you. All the stuff that you want to be or do or have, do you want to be or do it all and have it now?
Kinda.
Really? Really, because that's a lot.
Well,
it'd be a lot to focus on, and sometimes too many things to focus on all at the same time keeps you from being able to get the specifics of the detail and the deliciousness from it. So don't you want to say, I just want as much good stuff as I can stand?
Yeah.
In any moment in time, as I can comprehend, as I can take in, as I can be receptive of. I just want to tune to it.
Yeah, and that
we have to tell you a brief story. We've told it before. Hold your place because we want to hear everything you want to say. Esther was basking at beautiful things around her swimming pool. More beautiful than she could even hardly stand. Rapturous. The tree, the statues, the pool, the water. So beautiful. It was hard to stand. And then she got really smart in her brain. And said, Abraham, I think I found a flaw in your philosophy. You're talking about unconditional love, and I'm looking at conditions that I am loving. And we said, feel this, Esther. It's the most important moment of your life experience in understanding something big. You were in alignment before you saw the conditions. You were unconditional in your alignment, which allowed connection to all that we are. And the reason that you felt that way just now is because you were receptive to our appreciation of these things. Did you hear that? You weren't using those things in order to get to appreciation. You got there first. And because that was the receptive mode that you were in, your appreciation was so massively enhanced. So what we're saying to you, we're just going to be really blunt about it. You don't want to create those be and do and have all of those things so that you can feel good. You want to find that feeling so that as you explore those, you're exploring them with the whole of you instead of with a scanty piece of you. Did you hear what we said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready for me?
We're ready for you.
So the few challenges that I have in manifesting things are all things that collectively people would argue are impossible, and that's probably where the resistance is a little. But I'll pose...
Instead of a challenge, call it an invitation.
An invitation, okay.
Let's make the word challenge that word forevermore. It's an invitation for expansion.
And it is, yeah.
Everybody doesn't get those invitations. Sometimes big invitations come to those who are ready for it.
Yeah. So I'll pose the one that's got the least resistance. Because if I can solve one, I can solve all of them. And that is of height. So somewhere in my vortex, I'm about 5 inches taller. Now you said you know where my expansion is, and you know the path of least resistance to it. So I've come for that guidance.
Well, you didn't start with the easiest one. You started with the hardest one, because you started with the one where your expectation is the most powerfully entrenched. So, because how you get from where you are in terms of manifestation to some place that you prefer is by ignoring the manifestation that exists, and ignoring the current translation of what is, while you focus upon the vortexual version of it. But the vortexual version, since you can't see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it, you can only feel it.
Yeah.
So you have to think about, what does it feel like? What does it feel like? What does that feel like?
And I do that
not as it's reflected back from others. What does it feel like? What does that feel like? Because when you try to reflect it back through the eyes of others, it gets all distorted because they're all messed up on it anyway. Almost no one has gotten inside that vortex for the feeling of that. So what does that, improved by your definition, physical characteristic, what in the vortex does it vibrationally feel like? What does that translate into? Not something that you see, not something that you're hearing back. What does that feel like? It feels like presence. It feels like stability. It feels like stance. It feels like perspective. It feels big. It feels aligned. It feels powerful. It feels empowered. It feels sure-footed. It feels confident. It feels aligned. It feels energetic. It feels powerful. Because every single thing that everybody wants, no matter what it is, a material object, a state of being, a pile of money, relationship, no matter what it is, they want it because they believe they would feel better in the having of it. If you can accomplish the feeling better of it without the condition, unconditionally feeling it, watch what happens. We are not kidding you. The cells of your body will conform to the vibrational stance that you accomplish. And anybody that hasn't had the experience has not accomplished the vibrational integrity of the idea. They keep looking at what is and complaining about what isn't and keep reflecting the same, you see.
Yeah.
Now we know there's so much that you could say. Oh, well, what about them? I'm sure, Abraham, that big, tall basketball player did not sit in his room and contemplate his vortexual beingness. I'm just sure of that. Well, you're not sure. You don't know. You don't know what anybody else was doing vibrationally. You don't know, you see.
Yeah. But I know I can do it. I just kind of needed it.
You know you can do what?
Anything I want.
I know I can accomplish the vibrational feeling that will be at the end of that manifestation without needing that manifestation to be there before I accomplish that feeling. That's the key to everything that you want, you see. Sometimes people hear this and they think that what we're saying to them is, okay, just put up with things as they are. Tolerate. When we're not talking about toleration, we're talking about allowing. Tolerate what you don't want, and if you tolerate long enough, then you'll get to where you want to be. And people worry that we're just trying to get you to be accepting of what is. That is not what this message is. We are not trying to get you to be accepting of what is. We are not trying to get you to be accepting of current reality. We are wanting to assist you in creating the reality of your choice. And there are no exceptions. When you said, I can be or do or have anything that I choose, it's just a matter of identifying it and then finding what?
Vibrational alignment.
And being where? Receptive of what's in the vortex.
And then I can tolerate. Right?
That's good. That's really good.
Oh, speaking of your wit and humor,
that was yours.
Well, how?
Which is ours.
Okay, so
we're really good together.
We are. To be wittier, you just feel it. And
you know what it mostly is timing. And timing is about receptivity.
It's all the same.
Everything's about timing. And timing's about receptivity. It really is. Oh, you've got writers behind you that we can't even explain. You live in a situation comedy. You do.
Yeah, it's a great sitcom.
Yeah. Are you feeling complete for now?
I'm feeling great.
This is a good time for a segment of refreshment.